All right, let's dive into the two fundamental ways our digital world makes sense of the absolute tidal wave of information we create every single second. Every time you click, every purchase you make, every single thing you do online, it's all creating data. It is a constant, kind of overwhelming flood. So the really big question is, how do we turn all that raw noise into something that actually means something? Well, it really all boils down to two core philosophies, two completely different ways of looking at information that power pretty much everything, from your bank account to your favorite online game. Okay, first up, let's meet what I like to call the patient planner of the data world, batch processing. This is the original, super methodical, and honestly an incredibly powerful way we've been handling huge amounts of data for decades. The name really says it all. Batch processing is all about collecting data, letting it pile up for a while, and then processing it all together in one big, batch. It doesn't rush things, it just waits until it has everything it needs to do one massive, super efficient job. To make this crystal clear, just imagine you need to count the traffic on a busy road. The batch way to do this would be to direct every single car into a giant parking lot. You just wait until, let's say, 5 o'clock hits, and then you walk through and count every car that's parked there all at once. You get a perfect, totally comprehensive count, but you only get it at the end of the day. And you see this exact same logic in your own life every single month. Your credit card company doesn't send you a bill after every coffee you buy, right? Of course not. Instead, it collects all of your transactions for the entire month and then processes them in one big batch to create your statement. Now, this approach is fantastic for processing just enormous data sets efficiently. A lot of times, companies will schedule these jobs to run overnight when the computer systems are quiet. The big downside, though, there's a huge delay. There's a big gap between when the data comes in and when you actually get your results. And what's worse, if just one tiny piece of data is wrong, the whole job can just grind to a halt. But what if you can't wait? What if you need answers right now? Well, that brings us to our second philosophy, the instant reactor, stream processing. Stream processing is pretty much the polar opposite of batch. There is no waiting, no collecting. It processes each new piece of data the very instant it shows up, one by one in real time. It's all about speed and immediacy. Okay, so let's go back to our road with the cars. The stream processing way of counting traffic is to stand by the side of the road with a little clicker, and every time a car goes by, click. It's counted immediately. You get a running total, and it's updated in real time. And this just brilliantly shows why streaming is so important today. I mean, think about it. Financial firms, they need to react to stock market changes in milliseconds, not hours. Online games have to analyze what you're doing right now to keep the game fun and engaging. And you definitely want your fire alarm to react to smoke instantly, not at the end of the day. This method is really built for what are called time-critical operations. Anytime an instant response isn't just a nice to have, but an absolute necessity, well, stream processing is gonna be the answer. Okay, so we've got our patient planner and our instant reactor. Let's put them side by side and really see how they stack up. And this is the natural question, right? If one is slow and methodical and the other is super fast, why wouldn't you just always choose the fast one? Well, as you can probably guess, it's not quite that simple. So this table really breaks down the trade-offs. You see, batch can look at all the data in a massive data set, which makes it absolutely perfect for deep, complex analysis. Stream processing, on the other hand, usually just looks at the most recent data to give you that incredible low latency. We're talking seconds or even milliseconds for quick, simple, immediate calculations. It's that classic trade-off. Do you want depth or do you want speed? And all of this leads us to what is maybe the most powerful idea in modern data processing. See, it's not about choosing batch or stream. It's about using both. The most sophisticated, smartest systems in the world don't see this as a competition at all. They see it as a partnership, creating a hybrid approach that really gives you the best of both worlds. Just think about a company like Netflix. When you finish an episode, they use stream processing to instantly analyze that event and recommend what you should probably watch next. But at the same time, they're collecting all that viewing data from everyone and using a nightly batch process to analyze massive historical trends. And that helps them decide which multi-million-dollar show to produce next. By combining them, you get the full picture. You get both the immediate, real-time reaction for what to watch in the next 5 seconds, and you also get the deep, historical analysis that results in your next favorite show even getting made in the first place. It's like the ultimate data power couple. So look, if you remember one thing from all this, let it be this. Batch processing is all about the deep, historical, big picture. Stream processing is all about reacting intelligently to the right now. And true mastery is knowing how and when to use both. Which kind of leaves us with a final thought to chew on. We've gone from needing answers in days to hours to seconds. As our world and our technology keep accelerating, what do you think is going to be the next critical process? The next thing that absolutely has to be measured and reacted to in milliseconds?